Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast.
Well, happy Amazon Prime Day, everyone, and welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast, episode number 382, where we talk about all the wonderful things you can buy on Amazon Prime Day because their sales are slumping and they like to have a big event in July. Mike, how many things have you bought on Amazon Prime today?
I actually bought nothing, man. I looked at a few deals, and there are quite a few deals, but nothing really was, caught my eye.
You didn't buy one thing, not even new drawers.
No, not a thing, man.
Not toilet paper, not a sandwich. You bought nothing on Amazon today.
No. I did look at routers, but no, I didn't buy anything.
So you need a new router?
No, I was just, if there was a cheap, good one, I was like, if I could get a Wi-Fi 7 router for $150, maybe I'd do that. But there's not one for $150.
Well, speaking of networking, Mike, this is Real Film Nerds Podcast, episode number 382, the redo, because I ordered a new modem last week from Amazon that should have been here on Saturday, and then they said Sunday, and then I finally got it on Tuesday, not Monday. And so hopefully this holds out and this podcast doesn't sound like shit and my internet problems are over. It was a very expensive router. It was a modem. It was a very expensive Netgear 3.1 DOCSIS gigahertz, multiple gigahertz router because, I like to future-proof my technology because my last modem was over 10 years old when it finally gave up the ghost. So, this was a $250 modem, Mike.
Wow, dude. Wow. Yeah, well, I mean, it's good to future-proof if you can. Matt, I'd say, you should hold out until they give you fiber, but I don't know if they're going to run fiber to you anytime soon.
I don't know if we have fiber, but we have gigabit, and I know they can service up to 2 gigabits. I don't even want to know how much it costs, but I know 1 gigabit is well over $100 a month, so I am not going to be doing that anytime soon. My speeds, as I tested it today, I pay for 300 megs down and 20 up or whatever, and I'm getting almost 500 down and 25 up, so that works. We'll see how this goes and how it holds out. So, speaking of technology and science, Mike, this week it was your pick. For some reason, you like to torture me with rom-coms, but the benefit is that I got to look at my future ex-wife the whole time, Scarlett Johansson. Why don't you go ahead and break down Fly Me to the Moon?
All right, Matt, I will. So, Fly Me to the Moon was directed by Greg Berlanti. It was written by Keenan Flynn, Bill Kirstein, and the screenplay was Rose Gilroy. It's starring Scarlett Johansson, Matt's future ex-wife, Channing Tatum, Woody Harrelson, Ray Romano. And the movie is about marketing maven Kelly Jones wreaks havoc on launch director Cole Davis's already difficult task. When the White House deems the mission too important to fail, the countdown truly begins.
So I'm already noticing some issues, but that might be Skype. I don't know. I hope it's Skype. I hope it's not my internet connection.
Well, dude, you're way better already. So, I mean, I can see you and I can hear you, what you're saying most of the time. So that's good.
Most of the time. That's a positive. But yeah,
well,
I'm getting a little bit of jitteriness bouncing around. I'm getting 95% of what you're saying. I'm missing a word here and there, but it's fine. It could just be Skype, and it is, in the heat of the evening for me. You're at night where you're at, so it's probably better over there to begin with. But so Fly Me to the Moon, you picked this rom-com garbage. Mike, why don't you tell us what you really think of Fly Me to the Moon and the fact that ScarJo didn't show us her titties?
I thought it was fun, Matt. It's kind of, it's the space stuff, it's the space race in the 60s. There's a lot of things going on. It's just fun every time we watch, this. I kind of got a little bit of like Hidden Figures vibes from some of this, but It's fun. I don't know, seeing that stuff. Now I know this is fictional, or hopefully it's fictional, but either way, it was fun to go back to the moon, and we're gonna be doing that soon, hopefully again. It's only been a couple years, man. Whatever.
It's just a couple. I mean, this takes place in 1969.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's fine. It's only been a handful of years. No big deal. We'll be able to get back fast. Interesting thing, they call the project in the movie where they're filming the moon landing, Project Artemis. And what is the project today?
It is called Artemis.
Yeah, the director and writers did that on purpose.
Oh, absolutely. And so did NASA, for probably the same reason.
Oh, yeah, promoting.
Yeah, but I mean, Apollo is the brother of, or Artemis is the brother of Apollo, right? Or whatever. Something.
Yeah.
I don't know the Greek stuff, man.
Yes, you're correct. It's either brother or sister or something. But
yeah.
So, okay, Mike. So why did you like this movie so much? Besides that, you got to look at ScarJo and your favorite Channing Tatum the whole time. I mean, granted, it's no, what the hell, Magic Mike, but he's still pretty looking good, right? He's still cut, right, Mike?
Yes, yeah. No, he's still looking good. I actually haven't seen Magic Mike, which would,
this week.
I got to watch it this week.
No, you haven't watched it this week.
No, I've never seen it. I don't even know what it's like.
I think you're lying. We know it's your favorite film. You have it on repeat. You make the children watch it with you.
Yeah.
Admit it, Mike. Own it.
Yeah. I watch Magic Mike, and I drink Mike's Hard Lemonade, and I just have a good time.
And your name, Mike. It's
there
your
you
movie.
go.
And your magic.
Yep. And I have a Mike's Hard Lemonade in my hand. Because, when you cut off your foot, it's okay. I got a hard lemonade.
Well, and you keep saying Magic Mike and hard in the same sentence, Mike. So, I mean, we all know what you're thinking about.
It's true, man. It's true. No, I enjoyed this movie, man. Did you have fun watching the movie? I know you don't like romantic comedies, but did you like the space stuff in this?
Oh, yeah, dude. This movie was fun. It's interesting, and it's a fun story. As far as casting Channing Tatum as like the director of NASA or whatever his job is supposed to be, yeah, dude, people didn't look like that in the 60s. It's called steroids and constant working out. They should have cast someone else, but I think they originally were going to have Chris Evans was going to play the role.
They were going to have Chris Evans, yeah.
Yeah, that probably would have worked a little bit better because since he's not playing Captain America anymore, I don't want to say he's relaxed, but he's not, on the super insane, like workout 37 hours a day kind of thing. So he's more normal looking versus Channing Tatum. But hey, whatever, it's fine. Channing Tatum worked out. I think they've acted together, him and ScarJo, before. There clearly is chemistry there. They did a good job. I think the best part about it is the comedy in it. I liked a lot of that. It's just kind of like smart wit. Being ScarJo's character is kind of she's a con man, and she really uses that to her advantage in a lot of different ways with her quick wit, and I think that was really fun.
It was fun, and she is quite bright and quick on her feet, and uses her assets well.
Yeah. Well, and then, Mike, the other interesting thing is that her current husband, soon to be ex-husband, if I have anything to do with it, Colin Jost, this is their first film together.
Oh, he's in it?
He was in it. Yeah. He was one of the guys that was a senator that they had to convince, and she was doing a presentation. He had glasses on.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
He literally said 2 or 3 lines, and that was probably for the best. He's an okay comedian. He's a good writer, but he is not a very strong actor. He's just not. So it's probably good that he didn't do much.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize that was her husband. That's funny. I know doesn't he do SNL stuff?
That's what he is. He's a writer for SNL, and he does Weekend Update, and he writes other things. But yeah, he's not really an actor.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I think I saw something recently about he made a joke about her or whatever, and she was dying.
And Mike, it's her soon-to-be ex-husband.
That's right. That's right.
Because she's going to find me, and we're going to live happily ever after in her mansions.
Yes. Yeah. She's gonna be there on what's the strip there in downtown Prescott?
Whiskey Row, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She's gonna be in Whiskey Row, just like, and you're just gonna bump into her, and it's just gonna be a good time, dude.
And then we'll have our rom-com.
Correct.
And we'll spend our days together, fully nude, in her mansion. I mean, I'll be completely dressed, but she'll be fully nude.
Okay. Well, Matt, that means you probably have to move to California or New York City, right? Like most people seem to live in those two places, right? Most actors.
She has a place in both. She was actually born and raised in New York. But Mike, she has a private jet. She could just come here.
Ah, okay.
We got an airport.
Right. Yep. Well, she'll make it happen, Matt. Love will find a way.
Love will find a way, Mike. It damn well will better because I'm giving up on love forever. Forever.
Okay. Well, it'll find a way.
Hence the rom-com hatred.
Okay. Gotcha.
But, Mike, should people go and see this movie in the theaters?
Well, I had a good time watching it. I think so, but apparently America didn't really think so because it was fifth in the movie ratings. Despicable Me was number 1. Long Legs was number 2. Inside Out 2 was number 3. And A Quiet Place Day 1 was number 4. So this was number 5.
Dude, I heard Long Legs is very good.
Yeah, it must be pretty darn good. I don't know. It must have had a good viral or something advertising. I don't know how. I mean, I saw a couple trailers for it, and I was like, "What the heck is this?" But, yeah, man, it made like I think 25 million, which for that movie from Neon Studios, like, it's knocked it out of the park. They don't even they could end the theatrical run right now, and they made a ton of money.
Yeah, it's a Nicolas Cage horror movie. Who knew?
Yeah. I saw his name was on it. I didn't even see him in the trailer, and maybe that's the point. I don't know, but
he has a big role in it, from what I understand from the gentleman I was talking to about it. So it's one of the assistant managers at Harkins. He and I have kind of become friends since I'm there every Thursday.
Yeah.
Friends is acquaintances. When I see him, he says what's up, and he tells me what he saw and I tell him what I'm going to go see, and I ask his opinion, and he was just blown away by Long Legs. He thinks it needs to be nominated for Best Picture.
Wow.
That's how good he thought it was. Yeah.
Maybe I'll go check it out. Or we'll go check it out. I don't know. But
not next week. We already got that figured.
No, I know not next week. But yeah, man, I don't know. I liked it. I think people should go see it in the theater. I thought it was fun. It's like a popcorn flick. I mean, there's nothing important about it, but it was, it's a good watch.
Well, I'll say I don't think you have to see this in the theaters. I don't think it's a must-see like a lot of the action flicks and blow 'em up films and pretty films like Dune and all that. There's nothing wrong with this film. It's good. It's entertaining. It's a lot of fun. It looks great. It's acted well, but it's nothing over the top. I think if you don't want to go to the theaters, you don't have to, because I don't think it's going to benefit you in any way other than going to the theaters to keep them open. But there's other things out there, like A Quiet Place Day 1. That's a must-see in the theater. That film was fantastic. I've talked about that now like 3 times, but that's a very good film. But I enjoyed this. What I'm telling my friends and family that ask, I'm said this is a very, very good date night movie. This is one that you can take your girl to. She's going to have a good time. You're going to have a good time. You're going to have some popcorn. It's not super long. It's over 2 hours, but it's not super long. It's a decent time. It's a good date night movie. That's where I'm going with it.
Oh, yeah. That's true, man. It's a good date night. Yeah. All right. All right. So, what are you drinking this fine morning, evening, afternoon, dude?
I was wondering if you were going to ask, Mike. Well, thanks. I'm just drinking a plain old low-carb Michelob Ultra.
Oh, all right, dude. Nice. How's the low-carb stuff doing for you, dude?
I think I talked about it a lot last week, but yeah, I am walking 3 miles multiple times a week and then trying to eat as healthy as I can. But this past week I didn't lose anything, so I hope I didn't plateau, but we'll see.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I hope you didn't either, man.
It does happen when you're losing weight. You'll plateau every now and then, and then you'll start losing again. But it's not like I'm starving myself, but I'm also not eating fast food anymore. That's probably the biggest thing. And I'm not eating pizza and I'm not eating sandwiches. I'm really just trying to stick to meats and vegetables, even when it comes to breakfast and lunch. It's not easy. A lot of cheeses, which is not easy either. But, Mike, where's your IPA?
I don't have an IPA today, dude. I have...
Liar.
No, I don't. I have a watermelon shandy from, you never get a guess, Leinenkugel.
I was going to go with Four Peaks.
Do they have a watermelon shandy?
No, but I knew it was Leinenkugel. I just was trying to be nice.
Okay. All right, yeah. But, it's different than the summer shandy, which is lemonade. Now it's watermelon.
Which one's better?
Well, they're both good in different ways. I like them both. I don't know, maybe watermelon, a little bit sweeter.
A little bit sweeter? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, speaking of things that are not sweet at all, what is this week's incredible dad joke?
I got dad jokes, I don't think they understand though. Gotta think I'm funny, other people never laugh though. Dad jokes.
Oh, man. So I didn't really get a good one for this week. I should have like a moon theme joke, but I didn't get one. So what do you get if you cross a cat with a parrot?
A cockatiel? I don't know.
A carrot.
That's a terrible freaking dad joke. That's one of the worst, Mike. That's horrible.
All right.
Shame.
Shame. Oh, man, I just got shamed on the air, guys. I haven't heard that in a while since Game of Thrones, man. Shame.
Dude, I've put that into the podcast. I have that lady ringing the bell going, shame. I've done it before. Don't make me do it again. How did you not find one about space or the moon or there has to be something about, cheese and a full moon and something. I'm sure there is.
I'm sure there is. I just didn't, I don't know. I just didn't imply myself.
Just own it. You said you're a slacker. And this is your opportunity. You love space. You love space almost as much as you love alcohol.
Yeah. No, I love space, man.
That's a deep love, Mike. It's very deep.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, man, I
Did
had
you
something
just take
going
your
on with
eyeball out?
Yeah, I had something going on with my contact. It was bothering me. Anyway, so I took out my eyeball. But
I look better that way.
Yeah, you're a lot blurrier. I don't know. So the what's the next part, Matt?
It's your favorite segment, Mike. How does Fly Me to the Moon relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Well, tough one, Matt. I think Scarlett Johansson is in the MCU. Let's see. Yeah, she's Black Widow.
Yeah, just a couple times there, Mike.
Yeah, and she's in a lot of movies. Black Widow, all the Avengers movies. Yeah, she makes lots of appearances.
But where was her first appearance, Mike?
What was her first appearance?
In the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I don't. I thought it was Avengers, but it's probably not. Was it the
It was
Hulk?
Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2. Okay. Oh yeah, it was Iron Man 2. Yeah,
I
dude.
didn't even have to look that up.
Dude, what can I say?
I'm
Just
amazing.
slacking, dude.
That's all you have to say is that I'm incredible. It's okay.
Oh yes, you are amazing, man.
Okay, we're in the spoiler section. I don't know what we're going to spoil. I mean, I think everybody pretty much knows what this movie's about. It's about faking the moon landing.
Yes, it is about faking the moon landing. And I enjoyed the part where they're like, should have gotten Kubrick.
That was a pretty fun little shout out because that's I read the history of that and how there was like a full on like mockumentary made, and that's who they named in the mockumentary. And then at the very end of the mockumentary, they say how it's fake and how absurd this is, and they're just doing it for fun. But people legitimately turned it into a conspiracy theory.
Oh, dude, people wouldn't do stuff like that.
No, never, Mike. Of course not.
Yeah.
Not Americans.
Yeah. No. Like, people wouldn't think the Earth is flat or anything like that, or we didn't go to space or the moon. People, no.
It makes sense though to pick Stanley Kubrick because of 2001: A Space Odyssey. He made that whole film.
Right. Yeah, but from what I heard, though, Stanley Kubrick was real tough to work with because he was very much a perfectionist, and he'd make you do a take like 800 times.
That is very true, especially on his final film, Eyes Wide Shut. He drove Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman to practical insanity.
Yeah. I think everyone who's worked with him has said that it was brutal because he just wanted perfection. So he wanted to have like 100 choices for like each shot, for each part of each shot. And yeah, it was rough. And other directors are just like, yeah, one take. That's good. Got it.
You did screw up the lines. We're good. Let's go. Go with it. Roll with it.
Yep. We're good. Next scene. So, I don't know. I mean, Kubrick's movies are pretty impressive, though. So, I mean, he definitely had something there.
Oh, yeah, dude. He's one of my favorite directors of all time next to Quentin Tarantino. Those two are at the top for me.
What is your favorite Kubrick movie, man?
I don't know, dude. I really love A Clockwork Orange just because it's so fucking weird and just awful. And
It
it's
is
a
awful.
huge, massive statement on society. But yet, Full Metal Jacket was one of the first Kubrick films I ever watched. And that's just such a very unique film. I mean, it's so good. And it's like two films in one. I really like that film. So probably Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, Full Metal Jacket, man. Oof. I think you were like, dude, you got to watch this.
It was in middle school, I'm pretty sure.
It's like, all
Yeah,
right.
12-year-old watching those F-bombs. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what did we just watch? And then I've talked to people who've been to boot camp, and they're like, yeah, that was pretty right on.
Well, that's the fun part is that, Arlie Ermy, rest in peace, who was the drill sergeant, was a legitimate drill sergeant that was brought in just to consult on the film, and that was one of his first acting gigs because the guy they hired didn't do such a good job. And so they were like, well, why don't you just do it?
Nice. And they just had him do it.
Yeah, they just
and
had
he was
him do
supposed
it.
to be and he was supposed to be the consultant.
Right. And that was kind of the start of his big career. Not that he had a super huge career, but he kept acting from then on out, and lots of stuff.
Yeah, he was typecast as like the military guy, but I mean, live with it. I mean, he got to go do a lot of different things and be in lots of movies.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So,
Yeah.
Mike, speaking about government positions, in Fly Me to the Moon, I think one of my favorite characters was Woody Harrelson's, was it Mock? Was his name?
What was his name? It was something weird.
Mo Burkus.
Mo Burkus. Yeah.
I really liked that character. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, I like how he just kind of like floated in and out of the movie, like right at perfect time. Like he was always there when something needed to be like decided or someone needed to be persuaded to do something. He was like perfect.
Well, it was fun because it was his job to listen. And he's like, if you ever need me, just say something because I'm always listening. I love that. I mean, that's just creepy as shit. And it's like almost the conspiracy theory within the conspiracy theory.
It was creepy, dude. I love that line, though. I loved it. I was like, oh, man. So good. So good. Matt, getting into technicals, the camera, did that stuff seem like that was real? I'm not even sure on that stuff, like being able to do a live broadcast and like the different things and, the camera tech, I don't even know if it sounded real. The stuff they were talking about.
I would think they would be able to broadcast from the moon. I don't think that would be a problem. The biggest thing would be the extreme temperatures. So it would have to be insulated in a case. But if they're hitting like a satellite, and I mean, why wouldn't you be able to? Because we've been doing stuff like that for a long time.
Yeah. No, I just didn't know if there was anything they said in the movie that stuck out that you're like, oh, that's a bunch of BS.
No, not really. I mean, doing two simultaneous feeds, but I don't know a ton about video cameras back then. But no, I think it was pretty spot on. And I'm not sure where the camera was mounted on the LEM, but it had to have been on something, for it to be getting him coming down the stairs, so like on the leg or something like that.
Yeah. I'm not sure either, but yeah.
But I do know they did actually shoot Hasselblads on the surface of the moon. So that was an ad in the film that they were talking about how she needed to sell it and, use a Hazy when you're, that's what they use on the moon. And that's actually what they did. They designed a specific camera for the astronauts that they could mount to their chest.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, it makes sense to have sponsors and do stuff. I mean, I know the astronauts all got like Corvettes for like $1, and I think they even called that out in the movie.
Yeah, they did. They did that one scene. Yeah.
Matt, would you like a Corvette for $1?
Yeah, of course. Especially a 69. That'd be really nice. Stingray? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think I don't know when they stopped, but I think all of the Apollo program, every astronaut from then on had a Corvette.
Gosh, dude, that must be nice.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun movie. Nothing too crazy. It's kind of like an ad for Cocoa Beach.
It is. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff in there about Cocoa Beach. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't talk about Melbourne. But,
Yeah, no,
it's a
they
little farther
talked about,
south.
Yeah, they talked about Cocoa Beach a lot and then a little bit about Cape Canaveral. And it was interesting. So, all right, Matt, I guess that's about it for me, dude. Do you have anything else? Do we want to wrap this up?
No, I think we should discuss the film that I picked for next week, but I don't know how we would not be able to discuss it or go and watch it, especially on the week it comes out. But it's the sequel, many years in the making, Twisters.
Oh, Twisters, yes. Yeah, I hope it's good, man. I'm a little worried.
You're worried, huh? Is it because there's no Bill Pullman in it?
No, it kind of looks like it's the same movie again.
It does. It does kind of look like it, but this time with drones. And Dodge, they still got the Dodge Ram pickup trucks.
Yeah, but it looks eerily similar. Like, even the setup of, like, I'm a scientist and I'm not a scientist. I'm like, oh no, it's the same movie.
But this time it takes place in Oklahoma.
Okay, great.
Is that where the first one took place?
I don't know.
Well, we'll find
I thought
out
the
on
first one
Thursday.
was it Kansas? I don't know. But whatever. So I'm cautiously optimistic, but I don't know because it seems like it might be the same movie again.
But it has an S on the end, Mike.
Oh, right. Correct.
It's Twisters.
They might have just said Twister, the remake for people that are younger than this age.
Sure. I mean, it's supposed to be a sequel, so I don't know, dude. We'll see. I'm going in cautiously optimistic like yourself, but I don't know. Glenn Powell's a good actor, so at least we got that going for us.
Yeah. No, I mean, we'll see, dude. I don't know. It just seems like it's very similar storyline. Very similar. So, that's fine. Whatever. Hopefully it's got some cool special effects.
Yeah, that'll be nice. And they better have at least one or two flying cows.
And they better have some good sound design. that Atmos is going to be working double time.
Well, see, you have fancy theaters that actually have Atmos. I don't. I just have Dolby.
You just have surround sound?
Yeah, Dolby DTS, I think is what it is or something. But it's fine. It'll be okay.
Well, there's Dolby and then there's DTS. They're different.
I don't know. It's one
But
of
Dolby is Atmos, but it's the newer version and more channels, more speakers, more sound. Anyway. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to some flying cows and probably a semi or something, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, there's going to be riots in the streets if there's no flying cows.
Yes, I think so.
Okay, Mike, so how many reels do you give Fly Me to the Moon?
I'm going to give Fly Me to the Moon 4 reels because I'm just space guy and I had fun.
Well, good, Mike. I'm glad you had fun. I give it 3.5. I think it was okay. It was a good watch, but nothing super special. The space stuff was the best part next to Scarlett Johansson. But again, she doesn't get nude. Not like in, my favorite movie of hers, Under the Skin.
Dude, that was such a weird movie.
It doesn't matter. I watched it on mute.
Okay, well, on that very enlightening note, everyone, thank you for listening, and make sure to catch us next week when we review Twisters, and follow us on the socials, Instagram, Twitter, X, and Facebook or Meta, whatever it's called. All right, thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you for listening to The Real Film Nerds. Now, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Real Film Nerds. Now, go out and catch a movie.
Welcome, everyone, to Ma Hinshaw Loses Her Cookies, episode 72. Fly Me to the Moon. Hi, Matt. How are you doing this glorious evening?
One of these days, you'll change the lines that you say in the start of your podcast, but obviously not this week.
Well, no, I keep thinking about saying howdy, but then I go, well, that doesn't work. So, you know.
You can say whatever you want. It's Ma
maybe
Hinshaw.
Maybe I'll say howdy doody one of these days. That'd be good. Anyway, can I sing a song now? Fly me to the moon. Anyway.
You can do whatever you want. It is your podcast.
No, I'm not going to sing.
Let's go.
No.
Nope. You said you were going to sing, so get on it.
Oh, heck no, I'm not going to sing that song. It's really old. Hey, no. But anyway, I liked this movie. I thought it was good. But I remember when I watched the moon landing, I had been married for 2 whole months. And I was watching it with my mother-in-law. And we both thought it was real, which was a cool thought, you know. That was kind of neat. So now I can remember when they did the moonwalk, right?
But now you know different because this is a documentary.
This movie's not a documentary.
It is. This is how it really went down.
Oh, I don't believe that. Really? Nah.
Yeah, no one has ever really been to the moon. It's all bullshit.
Excuse me, are you one of those flaky idiots that believes that?
Only you're friends with those people.
Well, that's true. That is true. And I do have one issue with costuming. I think that, well, I have more than one issue with the costuming and stuff. Channing's clothing, most of the several people that I know that worked on the space shuttle shot thing, whatever you want to call it, they all wore white shirts and ties. Pardon me, I've had too much water. Anyway, most of them
This is how you act when you have too much water? You're a water drunk?
Yes, that's me. Anyway, yeah, most of them, you know, there they were. Most of the rest of the guys, but no, he wore this weird looking t-shirt, which I don't even think they made back then. They were pretty ordinary back then. But anyway, but he looked very good in them. I mean, that man had got muscles. Oh, yes. Very well built. And of course, how's your love? I thought she was just beautiful as usual, you know.
Hold on, let's go back. Let's talk about your sexual conquests in the 60s. So how many NASA astronauts did you date in the 60s, Mom?
Zippo, none, nada.
So you didn't even make it to an astronaut? I thought you dated all kinds of men in the 60s.
No, just pilots and lawyers and hydroplane drivers. Nope.
See? What? No
nope.
astronauts? Astronauts are not good enough for you? You got to go after the pilots?
Well, because I didn't like them.
Astronauts are the really good pilots.
Well, that is true, but no, the fellas I knew were a bunch of schlunks. But anyhow, that's all right. That's all right. No, they were jerks that love to drink too much, which really makes you scary when you think they're flying jets. You know, that's a little bit frightening. But
what about your Chicago Cubs players?
Oh, shush. So,
just admit it. You were a wild one in the 60s.
No,
you were all about that free love.
No, I was not. Maybe I dated people not very long, like 1 date or 2, and then that's it. Goodbye. But other than
Mom, I'm pretty sure that's called a one-night stand.
No, it's not. I just dated. That was it. Oh, and we went to, what did they call it? JB's, where we did a lot of go-go dancing and stuff like that. That was fun. But anyway, I have bone to pick with the costume designers on this movie because the skirts on her were too long. They were much too long.
Well, Mom, maybe she wasn't trying to, conquer and take home an astronaut or a pilot like you.
No, all of us girls back then wore really mini skirts. They were called mini skirts because, they were shorter than the Hoosies. And all the friends I had, they all wore the same kind of short skirts and low necks, which she didn't have any of those. And I'm sure you were very sad that she didn't wear any blouses that were not, our big thing was cowl necklines, and they were low.
I was disappointed she was clothed in general.
I knew it. I figured you would be.
Well, Mom, you need to be kind. She's going to be your future ex-daughter-in-law.
Oh, I'd love that. That would be wonderful. Anyway, and I thought, okay, I thought the sets were quite good, spot on. I don't know that they filmed anything there in person, whatever, but it was amazing. I thought, what's the name of that big thing that moves the spaceship? That was cool, but they didn't show it moving it very far. Of course, if they did, it would have taken a 3-hour movie, or 4 maybe. I don't know.
It takes like days to move it because how slow it moves. It goes from the vehicle assembly building to the launch pad.
Right. And of course, when your dad and I, we were in Florida after the moonwalk. And then we saved up money so we could go to tour Florida the next, probably in 1970 something, probably in the middle of the year or whatever. But anyway, we didn't see anything really. We saw the building and that kind of stuff, and that's about it. I don't think back then they had any tours or anything. It was way back in the Stone Age, And there's this area where you can park and sit and look over and see where they would, have the space shuttle and stuff, but there wasn't any at that time.
Well, they didn't have a shuttle back then. They had the Saturn V rocket.
Well, okay, yes, the rocket. There wasn't no rocket there either.
Well, it was in space.
Well, I mean, yeah. But I think they had other flights, but I think there was quite a long distance between them. But I'm not smart enough to know that stuff.
Well, yeah, they got to put the ding-dang things together.
Yeah, that's right.
Hence the vehicle assembly building.
Mm-hmm. And it was cool. I thought it was a cool plot because, as we all know, we have people that we know who believe that there has never been a moon landing and that they conjured up everything, which I think is kind of ridiculous. But anyway. And
I personally don't have any friends like that, Mother.
Well, you don't know the nuts that I know.
No, I only date them.
There, that's it. You got it. Anyway, yeah. But I know there's been that theory going around at times, and I'm like, how dumb can you get? I think there was not. To me, if it had been conjured up, I think the Russians would have been all over yowling and saying, look, they cheated. They didn't really land. Something would have happened. I do not think that was at all true. You know what I mean? But anyway, you have to go see the movie to see how that works out. And I thought it was cool because she was in advertising, and well, that's what my degree was in, advertising art. But she was really good. I mean, she really promoted that stuff and helped out. And I mean, it has a good plot. It really does. But it is a rom-com, and I don't know about com, but anyway,
it was funny. There was a lot of comedy in this. How dare you?
Well, it was comedy. I mean, I didn't think.
Well, that's what the com and rom-com stands for, romantic comedy.
I know, but
well, I just want to make sure you knew, because you're sitting here talking about all the boys you were hooking up with, and I'm sure that you don't remember simple things like rom-com because you're fantasizing about your glory days of the 60s.
Not at all. Oh, heck no. Ugh, no. But anyway, no. But I just I still think that was fantastically crazy that well, I can't say because it would ruin the plot if anybody really wants to go see the movie. I'm not going to say it.
Did they make it to the moon? Yes. There you go. Plot ruined.
Right. They made it to the moon. Ta-da!
Mom, we all know that.
Well, yes. At least most of us do, except the nutcakes.
Okay, so here, let's ask this. So this movie finished number 5 in the box office. Why are people not seeing this movie? Why is it so bad?
Because they have to be intelligent to watch it?
I'm asking you your opinion.
Oh, I don't know unless the what's it called?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
The Starlight, whatever, the one that's shot off of Vandenberg that Elon Musk SpaceX thing it's so crazy good now that I don't know if people are interested in history of the other stuff. I don't know.
What the hell does that have to do with Fly Me to the Moon, a fictional film?
Well, it's not all fiction. We did make it to the moon. Come on.
You've never been to the moon. Only in the 60s when you were experiencing free love and all the marijuana.
No, I wasn't, and I didn't, and no, and stop that. Don't besmirch your mother. But anyway, no, I don't know why people didn't go that much, except maybe they're not interested in space. I don't know.
It's because ScarJo doesn't get nude.
Is that why?
No, that's what I'm thinking. Because I would have, gone twice if she got nude.
Oh, yes. I know you would have. Or even been in a bathing suit. You would have.
I would not have gone twice for a bathing suit. You can find that on the internet way too easy.
Oh, poo. Well, Scrooge.
Well, what about Channing Tatum? He's not doing Magic Mike stuff. Maybe that's why. They wanted to see Magic Mike and ScarJo.
Well, yeah, and he didn't even take his shirt off. That was pretty disgusting.
See? You're as angry as I am.
Yeah, that's why but I went. Okay, well, folks, if you want to go. I thought it was a good movie. I liked it. I thought it was an interesting plot, which that was very interesting because a lot of people think that they conjured it up and it wasn't real. And it had a romance in there. You never thought they were gonna get together, but it did work out. But go see this movie. I think you'd like it.
So here's the most important question, Mother.
Yes.
How many marijuana-laced space cookies do you give Fly Me to the Moon?
Well, I give it 3.5. I thought it was good. But, I didn't think it was earth-shaking. So I give it 3.5. All righty? What'd you give it?
I gave it 3.5.
Oh, gee. I've got to change my count now. No, I won't.
You do what you want. Mysterious Mike Talent gave it 4.
Really? He did? Well,
he's a big fan of the space and rom-coms.
Well, I'm a big fan of the space part. Rom-coms, sort of not. And yes, I don't know.
How do you not like romantic comedies? They are made for crotchety old women to remind you of how life used to be.
Or crotchety old men who have no testosterone. So, yeah.
Well, then how come he didn't stay awake through the whole thing if it was made for him?
I have no idea.
He's your husband, not mine.
I know. I don't know. I do not know, But anyway, I think it's fascinating. I thought it was fascinating. Oh, man, I remember watching when, they landed in the ocean, and are they going to be okay? And then they had to, they couldn't touch anything, and they had to be desanitized or whatever, and all this stuff because they didn't know what the moon dust was going to do to anybody. It was crazy at that time, and they did have it on television. Yes, we did have television then.
Yeah, but it was black and white.
No, there was maybe not. Did color come out later? I'm not positive. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, that was real interesting. They landed in the ocean, and are they going to find them? And are they going to be alive in that capsule? And yeah.
Well, of course they're going to be alive, Mom. They've done that many times by Apollo 11.
Well, yeah, but you always wonder,
No.
You always kind of get concerned that.
Well, they talk to them on the radio, like in Apollo 13. They call out when they're alive.
I know they did.
Oh, but hell. Why do I have to explain stuff to you that you lived through?
Oh, hush up.
You hush up.
Anyway, okay. I would go see it, folks. Yeah.
Okay, anyway. So what movie are we watching this week for next week's incredible Ma Hinshaw Lose It or Cookies podcast?
Twisters with an S, right?
Twisters with an S, yes. It is the sequel to Twister with no S.
Right. I am curious to see it, and I'm not sure if it'll be real good, but we'll see. Because I'll go watch any kind of movies almost.
Well, then go watch Long Legs and report back on that one, because that one finished number 2.
I have never heard of Long Legs. I didn't even know it existed.
The Nicolas Cage horror movie.
Okay. Well, no, I'm not going. I couldn't. Nope. But that's okay. And it finished 2.
Number 2 at the box office.
Absolutely shocking. I'm shocked. But I'm not here to talk about that because I didn't see it. So that's okay. All righty. Anyway, well, that's my view, and I'm sticking to it. Well,
all right. Thank you, everyone, for listening to my mother rant once again about her exploits of the 60s. We will chat with you next week when we review the film Twisters.
Bye.